Italian-inspired sandwich.
That's an awesome sandwich. I shit you not. You can cut that shit. I want you to eat this sandwich and tell me I'm wrong.
It's the Mac and the AK. What? It's the Mac and the AK. Who? It's the Mac and the AK. Tell them.
So we've got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs that we've tenderized and kind of flattened out. And we're going to go ahead and start building our marinade. So one thing recently I've been using quite a bit is this combination of regular mayonnaise, Japanese Kewpie mayonnaise, and mustard. I like to use this as a base of my marinade to help the spices stick and adhere to our chicken thighs. It acts really well as a great binding agent for our spices. Next, for our Italian sandwich, we're going to add a variety of spices that includes paprika, oregano, parsley, Parmesan cheese, black pepper, both garlic and onion powder, as well as a little bit of salt and pepper. We're just going to combine and mix thoroughly. At this point, our chicken is thoroughly coated in our spice and marinade mixture. And you want to just make sure before we set this aside to chill that we are not clumping the chicken thighs on top of each other. We want to keep it as flat as possible so that when we do cook this, it's going to cook nice and evenly. The good thing about this marinade is you really only need 20 minutes to a half hour before you decide to cook it. So if you're in a rush, you can make this relatively quickly. So the bread we're going to be using today are these ciabatta buns here. You can really use anything you'd like. This is what they had available in my local market. What we've gone ahead and done is hollowed out the insides here just by scooping the innards and leaving enough space at the top there for our fillings. Some people nowadays are very low carb. I think it'll still give you a good density to your sandwich, but also leave you feeling a little bit lighter. Fresh mozzarella. We also have some tomatoes that we sliced up. A pesto, store-bought pesto. If you want to make your own, it will take it up to the next level, but I just didn't have time or desire. We also have some fresh basil. This is just some garlic that I roasted and then with the back of my spoon sort of smushed it into a nice paste. It'll add a great amount of flavor to our sandwiches. Just be careful not to use too much. We also have a balsamic reduction that we're going to be using just to garnish and finish off our sandwich. And lastly, we have some spring mix. This is just mostly spinach and some red lettuce leaves. Our griddle is preheated and ready to go. Oh yeah. So now we've got a really great sear on both sides. These chicken thighs are just about done. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to move them down to the outside edges of our grill where we don't have as many hot spots. And we'll just keep them warm while we toast our bread. We're going to make use of this great chicken fat that's been rendered out of our chicken thighs and actually toast our buns on that. And we're just going to toast them for about a minute each side. We're now going to give our buns a flip. They've been toasting for about a minute each side. Flip that over. Awesome. Okay, these have been toasting now for about 3 to 4 minutes. We're about ready to go build our first sandwich here. Give you a look at how it's done. We are ready to assemble our sandwich. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our pesto, and that's going to be the bottom layer of our sandwich. If you don't like pesto so much, don't add too much. So our second layer of our sandwich is going to be our spring mix. Just going to get a healthy amount of spring mix onto the base layer of the sandwich. It's time for our chicken to go on our sandwich. They turned out really well, great char, good sear, still look very juicy. 2 thighs. On top of our chicken, we're going to throw our sliced mozzarella that is just up to room temperature now. Next, we're going to add our sliced tomatoes. You can make them as thick or thin as you'd like. Atop our tomato, we're just going to add some fresh basil. The basil tomato mozzarella combo is one that is tried and true. And then lastly, to top our sandwich, we're going to get that garlic paste that we made earlier, and we're going to spread that on our top bun. Really putting an emphasis on spreading it. And before we top our sandwich, we're going to hit it with a drizzle of our balsamic. Excellent. We are now going to top our sandwich. Look at that. Super juicy. Chicken looks super tender. Bread is holding up well, nice and crunchy. A big bite, but not overwhelming. Looks like a really good sandwich. I'm happy with the way this turned out. Italian-inspired sandwich.
I think you're gonna love this sandwich. This sandwich is very serious. Very, very serious. For something you can make in an hour, unreal recipe. Give it a try. This is a sophisticated flavor right now. Very sophisticated. That fresh mozzarella makes a huge difference. Also underrated about this sandwich, it's good hot, and I think even if I let the chicken come down in temperature a little bit, you could eat this, make them in advance, and people would be just as happy. Yeah, like the chicken I could have cold. You want that fresh toasted bread, but wouldn't mind if you made the chicken ahead of time. That's an awesome sandwich. Seriously. I shit you not. You can cut that shit. I want you to eat this sandwich and tell me I'm wrong.